Hey there, it's Kathlena, and we are about to say, dang, that's delicious. Today I want to show you guys how to make an easy cast iron mashed potato vegan casserole. It's full of savory notes, there's a touch of sweet, it's gonna be great. We're gonna be using mushrooms today as almost like a faux meat replacement to give it just a little bit of like, right? That little extra oomph. So, what I've already done, I've boiled my potatoes, I've got the butter in, I'm gonna get these potatoes mashed, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I've got the butter added in. One of the benefits to doing it with this method is that you basically take, even if it's a cold stick of butter, you just pop it in, and the heat from the mashed potatoes will melt the butter very quickly. And now I'm going to add my dairy-free milk. I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of organic black pepper, just to keep this interesting. And you can see the milk, once that's added, really starts to help bring everything together. Now, we are not going for super duper runny soft mashed potatoes. We need there to be a little bit of bite left. That way, when we convert this into our casserole, it's not like eating, we don't want to eat a puree, right? We want to eat something with a little more body than that. Okay, potatoes are mashed, they're set aside. Now what we're going to do is work on our mushroom. I don't want to say filling, but it's basically filling, right? When we think about a traditional casserole, especially one with meat, even if it's like a breakfast casserole, usually you'll cook up like some bacon or some ground meat or even mix the two together, and then you'll fold it into something else, right? Usually it's going to be folded into eggs, almost like a frittata. So think mashed potato frittata, but not. Like, we're just making something really cool. Just trust me on this one. So once your butter has melted, you're going to add your mushroom. Mine's still going. What I want to draw your attention to is the size of the mushroom, okay? This isn't something you can do in your food processor. It's something you would do by hand. The concept here is to create a piece of mushroom that's large enough so that when we cook it down, it's still on the larger side. That way when you bite into your casserole, once it's all done, there's going to be some bite and chew to it. If we were to do smaller bits of mushroom, once you go to bite into it later, it's going to be like, this is basically just fancy mashed potatoes, but that's not what we're going for. I'm going to add my smoked salt. And the reason we're going to be using smoked salt today is to just add another layer of delicious flavor. As your mushrooms cook, they're going to release a lot of liquid. You can see we've got quite a bit there. Keep going. This is totally normal. We're going to let these continue to cook, and then we'll add the next set of seasonings. All right, our mushrooms are looking amazing. Now we will add the next round of ingredients. One of my absolute favorite ingredients. Okay, the mushrooms are amazing. They smell fantastic. What we're going to do, you're going to take the whole thing and slide it right in on top of your mashed potatoes. You know what's so sad? Several mushrooms, they just got lost. All that mushroom goodness. Okay, in your pan, which is still full of mushroom goodness, you're going to add your onion. And I'm adding a little more dairy-free butter to cook in. And this is going to help reinforce all of our flavors. Now add a little bit more of that smoked salt. And just a touch more of that date sugar. Now, if you can't do date sugar, you could do maple sugar, you can do coconut. Well, I wouldn't do coconut sugar. My understanding is it's like you would know coconut sugar is there, whereas date and maple are a little more subtle. If you can do cane sugar, do that. If you could do a liquid sweetener, you might be able to do that. Part of the reason I'm using the date sugar specifically is because it adds an extra layer of depth, right? Like if you were to take, just like dip your finger into cane sugar and taste it, and then dip your finger into say maple sugar or a date sugar, something else, there's flavor there on top of the sweetness, and that's what we're really going for. Okay, last step is to add our green onion. I haven't like cooked our onion down so much that they're caramelized or anything of that nature. It's more of just a nice cook. They're softening because the thing is we're sticking this in the oven. So we don't want it so cooked now that it's just going to not really do much in the oven. Okay, that's it. Green onions usually just have a really quick cook on them. We'll slide all of this directly in. Now we mix it all up. And hopefully you can see now why we kept the potato firm. See how I'm kind of having to push a little bit to get that potato to mix? That's what we actually want. That way when you go to eat this, it doesn't read as too soft. All right, we're going to put the lid on our Dutch oven. We're going to get this into the... Okay, I am so excited. It's done. This is what it looks like. Okay. It definitely has the look of like a little bit of an egg frittata. So to serve it, you can either just scoop it out with a spoon, or you can be a little extra fancy and, you know, cut a perfect square and scoop out your square. And then just slide that right on your plate. Okay guys, that's it. I do hope you make this because I know you're going to say, dang, that's delicious. It is, I mean, I wouldn't eat it because I can't eat it, but if I could eat it, I'd definitely take a bite. I'd try it and tell you what it's like. We'll have to wait to see what the taste testers think. But thanks for joining me, and I will catch you next time.